It is the big one. It's a battle that has spanned back plenty of years, and each time it's always a fun matchup as the best of the best go at it. The Loyola Greyhounds at 17 host the Syracuse Orange, ranked number 8 here this season. So glad to have you with us here on ESPN Plus. I'm Christian Taylor here at the Ridley Athletic Complex. Let's look at our players to watch. Firstly, for Syracuse, Jolie Caramelli. The Syracuse team has been looking for somebody to step in on the draw. She's been great. She's coming off of a career-high 10 draw controls in that pit game, as well as having 3 goals. So she is one of these players this season for the Orange who is stepping in. We'll see if Loyola can respond. Chase Boyle's our player to watch for Loyola. Just scored her 200th career goal in that game against Army, and everything about her, she is so smooth the way she attacks, and she is on just another one this year. She will look to have another big game, this time against Syracuse. So these two teams, we mentioned the last matchups, right? Syracuse have won the last 10. However, the last 3 games have been decided by 3 goals or less. So expect potentially something very similar here tonight. Loyola's looking to do a little bit better against ranked teams, and tonight will be another really big opportunity. Here's a look at both of the two teams as now the anthem has been played. We're just about ready to go. Syracuse sitting at 5-4, 2-2 in conference play. Loyola 5-4, 2-0 in conference play. But hey, it's another non-conference battle, ranked matchup for these two teams, both to try and boost the resumes as all of a sudden a postseason not too far away. Syracuse, coached by Kayla Trainer in her 4th season following the great Gary Gate, who had led this team to so many different heights. He's now coaching the men's side of things for Syracuse. And for Loyola, Jen Adams in her 17th season, first all-time in Loyola history in wins. Of course, she's got a couple assistants as well with Dana Doby right there, Caroline Hager as well, and Shaylin Ahern. It's a whole crew that really gets everything going here at Loyola. Syracuse, they're coming in off of a win against Pitt, and a game that they very much would have wanted, certainly after the heartbreaking loss to Johns Hopkins at home in overtime. Back-to-back overtime games for this team. They had won the game prior against Stanford in double overtime, and even some of the losses that Syracuse have had this year, they've been some tight ones. And meanwhile, for Loyola, you're seeing some of the top opponents they're playing just losing out by a few. But the last game for the Hounds was against Army, and that person right there, Lauren Spence, was incredible. Army was getting a lot of good chances early, and she was able to stop just about all of them. And it really helps Loyola separate as the game continued along. Syracuse, their first trip down here to Maryland, at least to play Loyola, since 2023. That matchup was a 9-7 win for Syracuse. Loyola are trying to finally get that win back against Syracuse, something they've been looking forward to for so long, and they're hoping that maybe tonight is the night. They'll be relying on her for sure. Lily Osborne, who's great on the circle, great defensively, and great going forward. Draw will be a big story tonight. There's a look at the goalie for Syracuse, Daniela Guyette, who's been great this year. After just 7 appearances last year, she has been rolling in net. Chase Boyle against Jolie Caramelli. Hey, those were our players to watch. And off we go. This will be a battle, maybe even more than that. A war inside the circle as Loyola wins the first one. And off we go. Loyola in the white. It is Syracuse in the navy. Happy to have you with us again here tonight on ESPN Plus. As it starts with Emma Talago behind the cage. Loyola able to get that win against Army, as we mentioned, after losing back-to-back games, Penn and Florida. And they're in a different spot for sure, but now they're back to a winning record, and they'll love to hang on to that. There's a look at Mim Suarez-Jury. The young freshman. It's been a few games since she scored, but it has seemed as if her role has changed a little bit as the year's gone along, certainly with Avery Runke going down with an injury. Seen her play just a little bit different than where she started the season at. Talago looks towards the center intention for Vaclaris, and nothing quite there. So it does allow Syracuse try and push the other way. And something that they want to do today, Melina Cotter leading the charge. Looks to penetrate the 8 and kicks it behind. One thing that Syracuse have really been able to do well this season is when they do push in transition, it's been very hard to slow them down. And we'll see if that's going to be the case today. Quick turn and the shot. Goal for Emma Munchnick of Syracuse. And the Orange are on the board first. Junior captain. And you understand, again, the progression in her play. She's one of the top targets this year. And you see the speed that she has. Always had that step in front of Chase Boyle. And she opens it all off tonight. Second on the team with 18 goals this year. So had back-to-back braces. She is not somebody to mess around with. She will make you pay. That's exactly what's happened here. 90 seconds in here in Baltimore. It has been a gorgeous day. It's a gorgeous evening as well. So weather finally up to tip-top shape this time around. Round 2 for the draw. With the Loyola logo at midfield. One shot, one goal for the Orange. Chase Boyle nearly going 2 for 2 there. Casey Benoit was sitting and waiting. And a card quickly out of the pocket. It's green. And it's motioned towards Chase Boyle. So, whilst that would be a potential loss on offense, she's really one of the team's best defenders as well. You see her match up against a lot of teams' best attackers, unless you've seen her on Emma Munchnick in the first couple of seconds. So they will certainly be missing her just in that right defensively. And Syracuse will try to capitalize here. This is Munchnick again. That's Emma Ward. Back again for her grad student campaign. We will have more about her as this one continues. She's had a lot of eyes on her. Trinkus towards the center, and Munchnick just misses. So they'll reset. 30 seconds to go in this player advantage before the clock stops here. Just because there was a stray ball on the pitch. They'll go again. You see how quickly Syracuse moved this ball. Here's Ward. Watch out. Excellent pass. And perhaps Spence helping usher it wide. Quick bang-bang play with Caramelli waiting in front. Ward back to the top here. 10 seconds in this player advantage. Too tall. Right up the middle. Good look for Gracie Britton. Backed up by her teammates. Still 30 seconds to shoot. Loyola are back to full strength as Ellie Weichert joins the fray defensively. Here's Ward. Shoots this one. Oh, my. Is that special? Hang on. They're going to pause things here with 12:17 to go. And it looks like they maybe called the free position before the shot was taken. So you know Emma Ward, she wanted the goal, but they'll have to go through it like this. Passes to her right side. So instead of the goal, Ward gets the assist. And Munchnick has an early 2 goals. Syracuse lead by that margin. Just looks pretty simple in the end. Just how nonchalant Ward is in the way she plays. And Munchnick, excellent finish. So she's got 2. We mentioned back-to-back 2-goal games. She's already at that point here. And there's been no answer so far for this Syracuse offense. They look extremely slick tonight with that passing. So Loyola will need to find a way into this here. Certainly on the offensive end, but look to close down a multifaceted offense for the Orange. Boyle with the self-draw and immediately finds Osborne. As forward it goes for the Hounds. This will be their second offensive possession of the game. Well, Talago, she's coming off of a good game against Army. Had 2 goals, 2 assists against them. Had her first goals since the Georgetown game here at Ridley. Quick fire. This is Ava Kane, who really likes to start off games with a goal. It's bounced all the way through. It's Stapleton, who now will take over. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. There's Stapleton. That's a great move. And how about Guyette keeping it out? And she'll push up her lines. She has great distribution, by the way. Not only has she been stepping up and making these saves this season, but her presence outside of the cage has been tremendous. I mean, she's learned from some of the best, that's for sure. If you play under Delaney Schweitzer, that's going to do a lot of good things. As here is Caroline Trinkus, the young freshman. She strikes for a Syracuse third. And a timeout is called by Loyola, as Coach Adams wants to settle some things down. 3-0 Orange. It's Muchnick with 2, Trinkus with 1, and the Orange are starting off well.
For nearly 4 decades, the Patriot League has delivered high academic and athletic achievements in the NCAA while paving a bright future for its student athletes. We are today's scholar athletes. We are tomorrow's leaders. We are the Patriot League. The Patriot League on ESPN is on Instagram. Championship moments, amazing highlights, behind-the-scenes coverage, and features on the best and brightest student athletes in the NCAA. Follow us at Patriot League today.
He may not turn out to be a black belt or play Carnegie Hall.
He'll take the chicken fingers.
But with the money you earn from your PenFed checking and savings accounts,
He's growing up. Look at him.
your goal of supporting his dreams will always be worth it.
I got it.
PenFed's got great rates for everyone.
Keep your home's heating, air conditioning, and plumbing systems running smoothly with expert care from Anchor Mechanical. We offer superior HVAC and plumbing services for your home and business. With our Anchor maintenance agreement, enjoy many benefits including regular maintenance that can help catch problems early on, saving you money. Along with our superior service is our superior product. Anchor Mechanical is an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. When it comes to your home, Anchor has you covered.
Syracuse off to the start that they would have wanted tonight. Emma Muchnick has struck for 2. That was the first one. Second one was dealt to by Emma Ward. And then the third goal, brilliant piece of play by Caroline Trinkus as she was able to weave through. And that is how the Orange lead. And those 3 goals forced Coach Adams to call a timeout. Emma Muchnick there, the junior captain from Suffern, New York, started her career over at Maryland. So she has learned and played under some of the best and continue to learn and play under more of the best here at Syracuse. Sun still shining here a little bit here in Baltimore. Draw is won by the Hounds. We'll see if Georgia Latch can get things going. Oh my, she can. Loyola, their first goal of the game, immediately out of the timeout. As quick of a response as they would have dreamed of. Look at Latch. Still was pretty decently guarded, certainly by Muchnick, but Latch throwing on the afterburners. It's an excellent finish again. It's Georgia Latch leading this team with 51 points. It's coming off of a 6-point game against Army, 3 goals and 3 assists. She has, from day one, been everything. Coach Adams was really excited when she agreed to come to Loyola, and she stuck around, and she has been one of the most special players to ever step foot here on campus. And Melina Cotter getting back to her feet. They're tripping up a little bit. Syracuse immediately respond with a draw win off of the Loyola goal, so they'll look to reestablish the 3-goal lead. The conversation for Coach Trainer in Syracuse this season has been to treasure every possession. And really the storyline for this year has been just how young this Syracuse team is. They have lost, certainly in the offseason, as this one goes in. Spence with a miraculous save. She'll try to take it out of here. But Syracuse lost in the offseason some of the best to ever do it, some record setters. And because of the weird COVID year, it was as if they graduated 2 classes. There's the interception by Trinkus, who read it so well, and is hit by Riley Mann. And she will be directed towards the referee, and a yellow card shown her way. That's what Trinkus does. She forces errors. She forces frustration. You saw her reach that stick out to make the interception. So Syracuse with another player up opportunity. That's exactly the situation for Syracuse. They lost a lot of names on defense, certainly a lot of scores, and of course draw. Primarily Kate Mashesky, who's just incredible from the draw circle last year. So it's been kind of a rediscovering for some of these players. Certainly what they're the best at. They're good at a lot of things, aren't they? But certainly, as they build more time together, Coach Trainer really preaching to make sure every possession you're living to the fullest. Caroline Trinkus with a free position from this left hash. She'll got 60 seconds on this shot clock, so she's going to charge in instead. Might as well. The speed that she's got, it's really hard to defend against. And she went high, so after that whistle, Syracuse will get it again. And this time, Trinkus from a better angle. Spence looking around her, just making sure she's got everybody marked. Got a couple players on that far right side. Everybody cleared out for Trinkus, who looks to score, and she does. 2 goals for Muchnick, 2 goals now for Trinkus. The Orange are flying early tonight. And the Loyola defense looking to buckle things down a little bit more, but Trinkus and her pace, it's been hard to defend against so far tonight. She's second overall on this team with 23 points coming into this. But now she's got 17 goals, still third best on the team, behind Muchnick's now 19 goals, which is tied for a team first. But the young freshman out of Ridgefield, Connecticut, they've really seen her positioning adjust this season. She is a midi, but they just want to have her out there all the time. And so they've been putting her on attack more frequently. And she is really making it count. Georgia Latch, shielded by Superior Clark, who is so athletic. So watch out for some sort of a matchup like that as well. Quickly fired into Chase Boyle, who swings and misses on it. Big collision as the ball is still free. Clock is stopped, and it's another card for Loyola, this time to Sydney Lisk. It's green. You saw the collision too. Junior from Catonsville, Maryland, has to sit for a minute. Syracuse with yet another player advantage. So Loyola, from the card standpoint, not necessarily helping the cause, if you will. Syracuse will get it back. It's Wednesday evening in Baltimore. Absolute pleasure to have you with us tonight. Everybody's going to touch this first It's Cotter who swings to Ward. Muchnick towards the right side. Dumped down. Still 65 seconds. Hand it off here through the mix. Oh, how did she find that? That is a brilliant goal. As Julie Caramelli muscled it through. And Syracuse have a 5-1 lead now. Take one more glance at this. She just posted up, didn't she? She split two defenders as she's going down to her backside. Just does enough to get it on target. And you see Riley Mann and Ellie Reinhart look at each other like, wow, that was special. They had felt like they had her guarded well. Now that's the sophomore who's coming off for first career hat trick. Career best 10 draw controls against Pitt. And now she's right back into the center. For Caramelli, that is her 9th goal this season. There are just so many different options for this Syracuse team who are jumping out and making their names heard at any given moment. And they're battling against some of the best in the nation. There is never an off week for whoever Syracuse is playing. So these players have needed to go 100 miles per hour each week. Less than 8 to go in quarter one. Loyola on offense. Needing a goal just to keep pace here. Ava Kane. Nowhere to go there. Now it's Mim Suarez-Jury showing a little bit of her pace. She'll step in again near the 8. Turns back out. Looks at the pass inside. Faclaris just a little off target. Lisa Faclaris has been emerging as the team's number 3 attacker. Talago looking for a say, and it's Guyette who makes the denial. That's outletted for Syracuse. As away they push. It's Casey Benoit. End to end. She is something else now. As a sophomore captain. Says a lot about her that she's already a captain in year 2. On the field is Sam DeVito. Watch for her to make a bit of an impact. Transfer from Princeton. Ward backing up, guarded by Osborne. Couple runners in front, including Alexa Vogelman. And it's off the stick of Ward. Loyola holds strong. Already 10 shots to 5 for Syracuse. They have really been taking advantage of their offensive possessions. A couple new players on for Loyola, Caroline Jarosa, as well as Anna Kaplan, just to give a couple other options out there. See how tightly guarded Georgia Latch is. It's Superior Clark who is giving her zero space. That's how these two are going to go at it. This is going to be a battle tonight. Can't wait to watch how the rest of it unfolds. Kane towards the center. Kaplan. Loyola will go again. 45 seconds. Talago was welcomed into some space before she was closed in. She looks to maneuver something on Vogelman, who didn't allow it. 30 seconds, 5.5 to go in the first. Stapleton, oh, Boyle was wide open. Just couldn't turn around in time. Kaplan with 20. Kaplan shoots, oh my. Anna Kaplan with maybe the best in her Loyola career. That's what's in her back pocket. 5-2. Here's how it looks again off the stick of number 3. Kaplan's 3rd goal of the year. And she has scored against some of the best opponents that Loyola have played this year. The opener against Boston College. She scored against Penn a week ago. And now she scored against Syracuse, so she knows what's going on. And Kaplan, whose story resonates deeply with everybody on this team after missing the first 2 seasons with injury, never quit. Continue to fight and work. And you're seeing a little more action out of her now. And she's really to that healthy point and cleared to be playing this year. Just another healthy option for Coach Adams. So, it is Loyola who trail by 3. The big story this year for Loyola has been Chase Boyle and Georgia Latch and how their offensive production has been everything. And that's what they're bringing back. As Kaplan, hang on a moment. She may have a chance for another. It was immediately blocked, rolled deep. It's like Coco Vandiver perhaps got a touch to it as well in there. But it is the question of now this year they're adding the mental side to it, both Latch and Boyle. Coach Adams has really been working with those two on that because they are the top 2 on everybody's scouts. There's a foul in the middle. So there will be a game plan for them. So it's how you respond to that, how you stay involved in the game, and how can others help step up. Because again, there is no Sydney Black anymore to direct attention. Muchnick, who's already working on a hat trick. Ward tried slipping through. Muchnick is pushed back. This is Trinkus. Trinkus cuts in, and Spence got a piece of it. And she feels that it was enough as she lets it go out. Another big stop for Loyola as they'll try to cut this to 2. This is Reinhardt, who had missed the Penn game, returns off the bench against Army. Starting again tonight. Going to turn the corner. This is Vaclaris. Oh! Are they going to call it? They will. 5-3. Elisa Vaclaris cuts it to 2 as she steps into the goal frame tonight. Here's another look at this and how acrobatic and how athletic Vaclaris needed to be. Right with Cotter on her. You see she fell into the crease, which is why there was a half delay on that. And that's exactly what the referees are going to be checking here. You also saw Anna Horvath at the end of that goal too. So perhaps this is just to check if she fell in or if she was pushed in. There's enough contact there. Well, for sure, at least from what we saw in that most recent replay, is there wasn't 0 contact. There was definitely some bit of touching. We'll take another look at this here. See Cotter coming across there. She took the shot there and tumbled in. And that is certainly what they are looking at here. See Horvath come across too last moment. But still by Vaclaris, the ability to split both of those defenders. Really tremendous effort. Just one more glance at this. Just looking at how much contact had certainly been made there. This is one of the more shorter reviews that they've given this year. And they're going to bring over both coaches. So it sounds like the goal is confirmed, and Syracuse will lose their challenge on that. So Loyola thanks to Loris. Now down by 2. And so that's a pretty big moment in this game. Certainly from, a challenge standpoint, but also Loyola trying to get it within 2 here. There's a look at Coach Trainer. Trusted her eyes on that. I mean, when you talk about legends of the game, Kayla Trainer is amongst the top. But Taylor Cummings in that mix as well, and so many others. Jen Adams. And what is just so excellent about this sport is that list grows and grows. With recent years of Charlotte North and Izzy Skane and current players who are on this pitch right now. But you look to people like Jen Adams, like Kayla Trainer, who've led the pathways for these current players. Now it's turned over by Loyola. Sam DeVito takes it in transition. You see Syracuse, it's like they want to be there in that transition mode. Towards the middle. The intention was Molly Guzik. And a whistle with 2:47 to go. And the player running off the field is Ellie Weichert for Loyola. She'll take a seat. It's another player advantage for Syracuse. Weichert, the senior out of Elkridge, Maryland. 23 games played in her career entering this season, but entering this game, she had started her last 6. Didn't start tonight, but one of the first players off the bench on that defensive end. Well, our officiating crew has been hard at work tonight. Certainly making sure the cards are there, but replays too. And so they'll relay just exactly what's gone on. So Ellie Weichert, who was sitting on the chair, has now stood up. And Kayla Trainer wanting a verdict again here too. So as of right now, no card. Mim Suarez jury has since run out, and now it will be confirmed as green to Weichert. So it was an offsides penalty. Now Elisa Loris racing off. Looks like there should be a second one coming in for Loyola, and it is indeed Loris. So now it's 2 players gone for a minute for Loyola. 2-player advantage for Syracuse. As the Greyhounds had done such a nice job of getting it back to 2. The Orange will look to execute again on offense. Cotter towards the top for Ward. Just see the type of zone that Loyola will try to play here. Something they don't do too often. They certainly love the matchup defense, but this is a situation where they have to have it. Ward. Cotter. Freshman out of Canton, Michigan. Right side for Muchnick. 55 seconds. And 23 left in the 2-player advantage. Ward flips to the right. Loyola defending well so far, but a shooting space violation on Sydney Lisk. So Gracie Britton, the junior from Pennsylvania, New York. See how she fancies this chance. She'll pass it. It's Muchnick, who goes low. And Syracuse back to a 3-goal lead. Muchnick striking again. Here's the look. Watch The moment from Britton. She forced the defense in a couple steps and passed it to what was an open Muchnick, not for long. Boyle tried getting in front, but Muchnick now with a hat trick. It's her third hat trick of the season. She had one against Stanford and UAlbany. So the player advantage working to the Orange favor again tonight. 2 minutes left in the first. Boyle's got it, and deep it goes. Shots are 12-9 for Syracuse. Quick run for Boyle as it elevates. The look to recycle. Talago turning on this here. Doesn't get the shot. Suarez Jury. And there's the whistle with 1:28. Free position coming up for Suarez Jury. Is looking for her first goal in 5 games. In she goes, and it's saved by Guyette as she sends it out. Less than 90 seconds to go in the first. Oh, that is just a role that suits Cotter so well. It's where she's touched the ball the most. It's that transition opportunity. 1 minute left. Toss deep. Been able to spend a lot of time on this left end. Loyola trying to batten down the hatches again. Cotter. Now it's Caramelli. Beg your pardon, it is Trinkus. 45 seconds. And less than 40 to go overall in this quarter. Loyola defended well so far. Trinkus going up against Boyle. She'll look to usher another one in. Flips back to the top for Cotter. Muchnick from one of her favorite spots. Being guarded by Lisk. Quick pass behind Britton. And a player down is Lily Osborne. Flag is out as well with 10 seconds left. Free position again. Gracie Britton will have her opportunity here. 9 goals this season. Looks to bounce it. Oh, might have hit off the woodwork. 5 seconds to go. And that will conclude quarter one. Syracuse and Loyola given the goals. 9 combined. But Syracuse 6-3 lead through 1 quarter of play. It's been fun. Second quarter coming up next on ESPN+.
Being ready.
Like, really ready?
It takes work.
It takes work. Discoveries take time.
Rough drafts are rough.
And drills, they drill you.
But no matter the field,
Greyhounds never stop. Always going the distance. Together.
we're not just ready. We're Loyola ready.
We do not compete against one another. We compete against time. Against an opponent that's remorseless. Not for glory or gold, but because our patients, their families, our communities need more than technology. They need for us to care, fiercely, deeply, bravely.
It's your weekly trip. It's our everyday low price. It's one of 37 things on your list and one of 10,000 items we've marked down. It's feeding them balanced meals and helping you balance your budget. At Wise Markets, we know you keep a close eye on every price. And so do we. Our low price promise helps you save throughout the store without waiting for a sale. So that you can eat better, we help you spend less. That's Wise.
Back here in Baltimore, Coach Adams talking to her crew, was just speaking with the referees as well, and you can see the two coaches a little bit earlier tonight. And there have been a good handful of cards for Loyola this evening, and certainly Ellie Weicker with the green card, Elisa Faclares with the green, Chase Boyle, Sydney Lisk, Riley Mann has a yellow as well, so perhaps Coach Adams just kind of reiterating what she's seeing and just wanting the referees to know at least what she thinks. With the score 6-3 here, Syracuse have had a good handful of goals off of player advantage. And now Coach Adams, see what she dials up for her team for quarter number 2, and certainly for Coach Trainer, has to be pleased with how this young side has started off tonight. 6 goals in that first frame to a good Loyola defense. And they're finding different options, but especially Emma Muchnick, who's got a hat trick tonight, her 3rd hat trick of the season. Teams switch sides. Syracuse in the navy going from left to right, and Loyola in the white, right to left. Happy you're with us tonight. I'm Christian Taylor here on ESPN Plus, the Ridley Athletic Complex. Boyle really trying for that tight self-draw, and they will grant it to Loyola as Lily Osborne takes it in stride, and Loyola trying to catch Syracuse napping. Here's Suarez Jury, couldn't score. That would have been tremendous if you were Loyola. But now they got a really long time on the shot clock, but here's Talago, tightened up for a second, flips it back out. Play stopped 28 seconds in. Talago reaps the benefit of the whistle. Talago looking for her first goal tonight. Talago pulls the trigger. Foot saved by Guyette. Recovered and plunging down was Talago again, who misses. Kane recovers. She's tight now. Looking to break free. Can't do it. Back to the top. Stapleton. Another whistle. They're going to direct out the guilty party. It's Gabby Stapleton now with the free position. It's Coco Vandiver, junior out of Baltimore, back in her hometown. Played over at McDonough. Missed for Stapleton. And back for Muchnick, who is able to recover, but runs into her own teammate. Loyola could not take advantage of it. Back forward for Cotter. Now Syracuse staying strong in those opening moments. Couple free position chances for the Hounds. Their biggest lead tonight's been 4 at a 5-1 lead. It's been 3, it's been 2. Ward, who has 1 assist in this game, and that was that goal to Muchnick off of her free position after she had thought she had scored. Caramelli, oh, here's an idea for Muchnick. And this shooting space goes against Boyle. Muchnick already eyeing now a 4th goal tonight. looks to go in on this, and Spence keeps it out. It does, though, allow the shot clock to reset. Emma Ward, grad student out of Babylon, New York. It's because of her injury in 2022, why she's still eligible this year. Only one of the last from the Gary Gate coach side. Turning in Muchnick and finds a way. Muchnick has 4. 7-3 lead for the Orange. And the Syracuse faithful appreciating what they see. And this is Muchnick again. Watch that quick juke on Lisk. It's so precise and so rehearsed for Muchnick that once it actually comes to the main event, she executes. 4-goal lead back for Syracuse. Loyola had cut it to 2, and they're back to it here. Muchnick last season finished with 27 points, had 14 goals, 13 assists. Those are all career highs, but she's already topped it. The assists category, she's still looking at top 13 assists, but the goals, she's already well beyond it. Just an incredible talent. And this year really becoming the year where she can break out and show what she's capable of, and doing so with a top team. And there's a lot of notes for the nation as they watch on. That goal as well for Muchnick puts her into first place. Actually, she's been in first place after her hat trick, but she is first place in goals on this team this season. Kaplan shoots. It goes across the goal mouth. So Loyola will recover 3 minutes into this second quarter. Stapleton pirouettes. Backs out of there. She'll try again. Back up top. Kaplan back to her right-hand side. As is the case, there's a handful of Hounds who are trying to go 1v1. Help defense has been good, but not too many avenues through as Kane loses her footing. Vaclaris, not quite. And this loose one on the ground. This is pointed way of the Orange. 11:25 left. Adventurous pass to DeVito. And Boyle between the legs. Oh, is that tricky. She makes it look so easy. Shows how talented she is with that stick. Suarez Jury being shot out of a cannon here. This could be her chance. Oh, she's got it. Suarez Jury. A big one for Loyola. 7-4. Her first goal in about 5 games. She fights her way through. There's the speed. She takes advantage of the slip by Vogelman. And by then, Guyette would have been left to her own devices. Suarez Jury getting that opportunity, and look at how hard of a shot she has. That is her 11th goal this season. Again, as we talked about, really since that Runke injury, her role is pivoted a little bit. Still kind of a more of a defensive-minded midi. But they really love her option going forward. And they want those goals out of her. And now she's got a big one tonight. 7-4. Greyhounds back within 3. These two teams are scoring and then some tonight. Really giving a treat. Showing how talented the offenses are. I remember last season, it was another really big one as Lord Spence sprints out here. Really going through everybody. You don't see many goalies adventurous like that. Whip to Kaplan. Has to recover in time with Superior Clark on her. Georgia Latch. Fizzles for Faclaris. Kaplan took one step in, receives the screen. Latch, this is as much space as she's going to get. Extended well behind that goal. Now she'll rotate to the top. Now Boyle joins as she really worked to try and get open. Latch directing some traffic here. Less than 10 to go. Georgia Latch will be ushered to the midway point for this 8-meter. Try and cut it to 2. Latch looking to her left-hand side here. Goes herself. You better believe she's going to score. 7-5. Loyola back within 2. Just a span of a few seconds. And that will be a timeout on the field. Georgia Latch was going to take her chance. And the Greyhounds once again on the heels of Syracuse.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 0% APR on a 2024 Prologue.
Only $5, one for junior times 2. Double the juniors, that's Syracuse. One for you, one for your friends to go. JK, you ate them both, they'll never know. BK, have it your way.
And my progressive rep was super helpful.
Tom Hayes is passive progressive.
The way Kevin says he always has to help you.
Tom doesn't have progressive, so he takes it out on those who do.
If you switch, you can save hundreds.
Well, that's great. You could buy more of that cologne we all love.
Huh. Progressive called me back about the claim I filed.
Support when you need it. I wonder what that's like, huh?
In my office.
Now, Tom!
Don't be passive progressive.
This is bad, right?
Switch to get good coverage and savings for yourself.
Some future Greyhounds rooting on Loyola tonight. Their team trails 7-5 here, but Georgia Latch just scoring a big one. And she puts together her second goal of the evening. She always finds a way, doesn't she? 7-5 as Syracuse look to continue to push the issue offensively. Loyola, last time they got it to about a 2-goal game. Syracuse re-extended it to a 4-goal lead. This is, still fairly similar as compared to last year's matchup, where Syracuse won 16-13. They led 8-7 at the half, as Loyola tied the game early in the second half of that one, but Syracuse ended up going on a 6-0 run, and they really held on to that and held on to that lead. Emma Tyrell had 4 goals in that stretch, finished with 6 in the game. Loyola, remember, they did cut it to 3 with less than 2 minutes to go, but that's how it ended. Each year has been very tight, decided by 3 goals or less, and actually last year was the biggest deficit between the two teams since 2021 when Syracuse came here. As 2023 was a 2-goal win, 9-7 in this building for Syracuse, where these two teams are clearly already on pace to top that. But then a few years prior, 2022, that was only one of the better seasons for Loyola. They lost by 1 to Syracuse in that game. It kind of came down for the final few moments. Georgia Latch turning and shooting, and it's a save by Guyette. Wow, has she just been remarkable this year? She's put together a career-high 16 saves against North Carolina earlier this season. Again, learning under Delaney Schweitzer. She's got some really big shoes to fill, and she's been up for the task. From Newbury Park, California. She's been the answer back there in goal. This is Emma Ward looking to power her way through. It's been kept mostly quiet today, just the 1 assist. She has the duty of being guarded by Lily Osborne. And usually for Ward, she will be guarded by teams' best defenders because that is the threat she exhibits. Running into this is Guzik. Britton, the idea was Ward. It was dropped down. Getting a stick onto it looked to be Riley Mann. And Spence goes long on this. Anna Kaplan's had a lot of minutes tonight. Shots are 20 to 15 for Loyola. And saves are 8 for Guyette, 4 for Spence. Sylvia Blanding is out there. She's seeing some increased minutes this season too. 4 assists this year, had an assist in the Army game. Here comes Suarez Jury. Looking to use that speed again. Blanding beginning to show here. Looks to plunge down the lane here. Blanding for Stapleton. Fakes the shot. Back out. Nearly lost. Recovered by Kaplan. Shields away from this. Kaplan looking to shoot. Lost it on the way through. Beautiful pickup, at least it seemed, by Vandiver. Back to the center. Stapleton is hit by Superior Clark. So it is her free position. 7:15 to go. She turns around. Maybe to discuss a few things, but to also assess her options. Also because the referees will chat here. So they will make their way over. 7:15 remaining. Gabby Stapleton waiting patiently for her attempt on this. Dan Guyette will look to keep another one out. Seven to 5 the score. Syracuse have had the lead this entire game, if you're just tuning in. But Loyola have just been about able to keep pace. Haven't allowed Syracuse to extend further than 4 goals away. They might be working on clock here as well. So now it's all set up for Stapleton. 58 seconds on the shot clock. Stapleton buries. 7-6. Loyola are within 1. This is now becoming synonymous with Stapleton. She's finding goals in each game. There's some speed to her game. There's some precision in her game. And amongst all of it, and maybe most importantly, there's hard work in that game. 1 goal deficit it has turned. Stapleton now with her 11th goal of the season. A week ago had her first ever hat trick against Penn. She's known to now come up in big moments. 7-6. And there's still 7 to go here in this second quarter. Already an hour into this game. That is all the scoring that's been going on. Certainly some cards that the referees have discussed with the coaches as well. Oh, watch out. Unforced turnover, it seems. Look at Muchnick watching and walking the tightrope before Suarez Jury comes in, and that is right in front of the referee, and that's an easy yellow card. It is good to see Muchnick get to her feet. And now certainly with the pace that Suarez Jury has, here's a replay on it, by the way. See her just so eager. She saw somebody in trouble. And it was a quick turn by Muchnick, and that's what caused that stick to follow through. So it is now a second yellow card to Loyola tonight. Riley Mann had the other. Syracuse to a player advantage. Less than 7 to go. Shots right now reading 21-15 for Loyola. Syracuse looking to operate. It's been a little bit since they've scored. As Loyola in this game have scored the last 3. Ward finds it again. Muchnick rotates for Britton. Caramelli, still 30 seconds on this shot clock and a minute to go of being up a player. All of a sudden, that clock is down to 20. Ward fizzles it to her right-hand side. Loyola not given any space here. Down to 10 seconds. Handoff for Caramelli. Stick is tall for Mann. 5 seconds. In the middle. Beautifully worked. Syracuse are up to 8. And they took every bit of that shot clock. Take another look at the goal. Great pass at the last moment. As Gracie Britton puts up her first goal of the night. Has a goal and an assist now. Her best game this year was that hat trick that she had against Cornell. But she's working on a really special night too this evening. 8-6 for the Orange. Chase Boyle going on and winning things, being chased down hard by Caramelli. Oh, and Boyle lost it. Caramelli came in. DeVito now having to say, and away she goes. Caramelli trying to stay in bounds here. Osborne, that's where she was being guided. 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Ward, now she really wants to step into this here. She's given nowhere to go. Ellie Reinhart with the one-on-one defending. DeVito, already a captain as well for this team. Also speaks a lot to her. She only just recently joined. The fact that just after a handful of weeks, that's what the rest of the team feels about her, that she is one of the leaders. Too tall for Ward, but really nice pace for Trinkus to recover before anything crazy can happen. Ward wants this. Ward passes. Picked up Breton. She scores. Her second of the game. Lead is back to 3 for the visitors. As they continue to find answers for whatever Loyola are giving them something to think about. That was all stirred up by Ward, wasn't it? Because of the attention she draws. Just gives a chance for Gracie Britton to tickle the twine. 9-6 for Syracuse. Career high 7 goals for Britton last season. She's up to 11 now in this campaign. You know, she was ranked number 38 in the class of 2022 Power 100 by Inside Lacrosse. Just in that first season and played in 8 games. Scored her first career goal against UAlbany. Last year you saw 17 games played, just a little bit more action. A little more trust knowing what the trajectory was for her. Oh, and it's stripped from behind. Boyle's been hit for a few times by Caramelli tonight. Here comes that transition play. Ward stepping and shielded. That is unreal defending by Osborne. Ward is such a hard player to defend, and Osborne has tried to keep her as contained as possible. .3:15 to go. All that traffic being maneuvered. Cotter making a run. This is Trinkus. Down for Britton again, who's all of a sudden working on a hat trick in her own right. Cotter turning to her left side. She can slip, and she can score too. Cotter gets her 12th goal of the season. The Syracuse lead is 4. And watch this from Cotter. Standing at 5'6". She can extend that stick pretty high. Try and keep it away. It's a really good find for her. As now Syracuse, as we had mentioned, Loyola had cut it to 1. Syracuse have always had an answer. That's yet again what's happened here. Loyola were making some ground. It has since been thrown back. Cotter's coming off of 3 straight 2-goal games. After not scoring at all for 3 straight at the end of February and start of March. Her debut game, was a hat trick against UAlbany. So she announced her presence well. Suarez Jury's done the same, Latch turning. Double team. Good pass. Vaclaris. You better believe it. Well designed. Georgia Latch. The chef behind it. And Vaclaris sending it home. It's been a game of runs. It's been a game of responses as well. Look at Latch drawing 3. And so you figured there was only going to be one result. Once Vaclaris went eye to eye at goal. And she is becoming so confident out there. You can just see it in her play. There are now chances where she's going to score on him. .226 left. This has been certainly a longer first half. And it's been because of these excellent offenses. are breaking down one another's defenses. Latch had to swim around a couple people. And now it's in, so because of the ability that Loyola have on the draw, which, by the way, is 16-3 in their favor, they'll always have a chance in this. Boyle still looking for her first goal of the night. And she has an insane 11 draw controls already. It's just there's a few that she's claimed that have been then since knocked out of the hands by Caramelli. Kaplan feeling involved tonight, reaching over his Guyette. And here comes Syracuse. Just about 90 seconds to go. Vandevert. And now Muchnick, who still has the 4 goals this evening. You're kind of at the point here where you can almost hold for the last shot. But that's not neither of these two teams' DNA. They want to score. There's still more to claim here in this first half. Turn for Trinkus. Muchnick, handoff to Ward. We'll try to clear out everybody. Wants to take on Osborne herself. Foul going against Osborne. And so there is a little bit of space for Ward to do whatever she wants with this. Will look to pass. Whipped in. Cotter too tall. 50 seconds to shoot. 10-7 Syracuse. Oh, look at Ward. Spence coming out, and it leaves the goal open. Emma Ward. Her first goal of the night. 11-7. Certainly it was Spence who wanted to knock it out of her stick, but it allowed the space to open, and Ward was absolutely going to find it. So Ward tonight now 1 goal and 1 assist. And number 44 that she is wearing. Well, she wears it because of her dad. Her dad wore it in high school basketball, but she ended up wearing it too for basketball. But it's also very famous when it comes to Syracuse lore. Or Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, Floyd Little, some of the greats. But even on the lacrosse end, Gary Gate, currently Joey Spallina, that's a big number. And she has graced it so well. Syracuse ball after the draw. Casey Benoit. Well, Syracuse could make this 5 before halftime if they play their cards right. Ward backing up. Fizzles one. This is Trinkus. Spence making the save. Thrown out deep. Oh, chopped down by Ward. Incredible. Flashback in with 5 seconds. There's the foul. And the card is out. It's yellow for Sydney Lisk. Now is a green and a yellow tonight. You can tell her frustration. He'll start at the 12 with 5 seconds to go. And because it can carry over, they'll just let this time expire. So Syracuse will have that player advantage in the second half. But the first half comes to a close, 11-7, which is sometimes final scores of games. It's only just the halftime score here It's been fun. Lots of goals. Syracuse leading by 4.
What are we doing today, Coach?
So, today we're going to work on our checking on...
Sorry, I heard checking.
I meant checking on how we can help save our customers money on their car insurance.
Always wanted to do that.
Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid, from the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 0% APR on a 2024 Prologue.
Only $5 Whopper Junior ×2. Double the juniors, that's Syracuse. One for you, one for your friends to go. JK, you ate them both, they'll never know. BK, have it your way.
I want to find and kill the people who murdered my wife.
You might be the smartest person in the CIA, but you're not a killer.
Do you ever account for the things I'm good at?
First one you kill, you let the others know you're coming.
Take him off the board.
It ends here.
No, I want them all.
The Amateur, rated PG-13. Only in theaters and IMAX April 11th. Get tickets now.
I am Polestar 3. I am pure electric performance. From the straightaways to the hairpin turns, I am designed to be driven. The drive of tomorrow. I am Polestar 3. View offers at polestar.com.
It was the most exciting finish in Patriot League Women's Lacrosse Championship history since 2004, as Loyola joined Colgate as the only programs to win Patriot League titles on overtime game winners. Hi, I'm Paige Messier in the Patriot League studio. Georgia Latch scored that overtime goal last spring, and she's one of 4 Greyhounds to earn preseason major awards for the preseason favorite. Loyola earned 17 first-place votes and 161 points to take the top spot in the 2025 Patriot League preseason poll. Last year's runner-up Navy garnered 145 points, and Army West Point took third with 130. Holy Cross and Lehigh rounded out the top 5. Latch was named the Patriot League Preseason Attacker of the Year. The Loyola senior ranked second in the league with 102 points on 62 goals and 40 assists. The Australia native was the 2023 Attacker of the Year, and she has 145 goals and 122 assists in 3 seasons. With 267 career points, she could move into the league's top 3 all-time. The Patriot League preseason midfielder of the year is Loyola's Chase Boyle. The senior was a Tewaaraton finalist and ranked second in the nation in goals with 85. She also had 16 assists to finish third in the league in points with 101. With 166 career goals, she has the chance to move into the league's top 3 with another 80-plus goal season. Loyola's Lily Osborne was selected as the Patriot League preseason Defensive Player of the Year. The senior won the major award last spring after leading the Greyhounds to a league-low 8.57 goals against average. She had 27 ground balls and 25 caused turnovers. Lauren Spence was named the Patriot League preseason goalkeeper of the year. The senior was the 2023 goalkeeper of the year, and she had another fantastic season in 2024, posting a league-best 8.64 goals against average. She went 18-3 with 132 saves for the Greyhounds. All 4 Greyhounds landed on the preseason All-League team. They joined Army's Allison Riley and Bridget Duffy, who finished first and second in the league in points per game. For more details on the preseason Women's Lacrosse Awards, log on to patriotleague.com, and fans can watch live games on ESPN Plus via the ESPN app all season long.
All right, trainees, let's say Glenn is a customer. What do?
We help with car, home,
boat,
RV coverage.
Great, apply coverages. Because you never know what life is going to surprise you with at 90 miles per hour.
I felt that.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid, from the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 0% APR on a 2024 Prologue.
Hey, nobody actually fears South Carolina.
Your jumper is broken.
Y'all, this team is average.
I seen you drop that pass. I know you hear me.
Derek.
Hey, Mom, I need to lay low for a couple days. There's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid for a Hyundai Tucson.
Ruth. Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days.
Why? Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson today.
Own a design studio. Win a really big design contract. Realize you're more of a creative type than a finance type. Realize you got this. Use QuickBooks to get your cash flow flowing. Get live expert assistance to maximize your tax savings.
I can help with that.
Get back to doing what you love. Manage and grow your business all in one place. Intuit QuickBooks, your way to money.
Back here in Baltimore, the score 11-7, Syracuse leading the Loyola Greyhounds. Glad you are with us here tonight. I'm Christian Taylor on ESPN Plus, and it's been a lot of goals, hasn't it? 11 for Syracuse, 4 of them by Emma Muchnick. She's been great tonight. You got Britton as well as Trinkus, who have 2 as well. And Loyola have been trying to keep pace tonight. They've been doing an okay job of it, but every time they get really close, Syracuse re-extend, as we'll look at the highlights from the opening half. And this is kind of how it all went down in this game. We talked about Emma Muchnick. She's been stupendous. That was one of the first moments of the game. She's able to show her speed so well, but about the youngster in Caroline Trinkus, one of many, as she's able to score. But Georgia Latch has been able to put together a pretty decent day so far with 3 points. That was the first of her 2 goals. And, of course, you see Jolie Caramelli, who's coming off of a career day, scoring that goal. Anna Kaplan getting a big one, too. And then, in fact, Loris, this one of the more acrobatic of goals in the first half. And Muchnick striking in the second quarter, this time on the right-hand side. And you see what it means to her. Suarez Jury getting a big one as well. And then Syracuse, again, as it got close, then all of a sudden Gracie Britton comes alive. So too Melina Cotter. That was her lone goal of the opening half. In fact, Loris into a spot where she definitely wasn't going to miss. And Emma Ward, that goal was not too long before halftime as she gets on the board for the first time in the goal-scoring end of things. There's a look at the halftime stats. The shots on goal are the same. Ground balls heavily favoring Syracuse right now. 4 ground balls for Emma Muchnick in this game, 2 for Caramelli. But also to note the turnovers as well. Loyola, they've been seeing that a few times this season. But they'll look to batten down the hatches again and make sure that they're passing just a little more clinical. Also to note, the draws are 16-4 for Loyola, so that's at least setting them up for the goals. Now they just want to make sure they can actually try and tie it and or take the lead. Second half is coming up next here in Baltimore. 11-7 Syracuse.
All right, trainees, let's say Glenn is a customer. What do?
We help with car, home,
Whoa.
RV coverage.
Great, apply coverages. Because you never know what life is going to surprise you with at 90 miles per hour.
I felt that.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid, from the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 0% APR on a 2024 Prologue.
Hey, nobody
fears South Carolina.
Your jumper is broken.
Y'all, this team is average.
I seen you drop that pass. I know you hear me.
Derek.
Hey, Mom, I need to lay low for a couple days. There's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid for a Hyundai Tucson.
Ruth. Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days.
Why?
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Baltimore. Loyola Greyhounds at home against Syracuse, trailing by 4. Syracuse have won the last 10 meetings, and they're looking to extend it to 11. Every year's been fairly tight, certainly these last 3 years. And it's been tight at many points in this game. But Syracuse hold this 4-goal advantage at the break. So at the end of the first half, Sydney Lisk received a yellow card. And because cards carry over, Syracuse, who had 4 seconds left there on the clock, just held it because they knew they'd get it in a good spot to start the second half. And now they can certainly try and start off the second half on a good note. So they'll start it with Gracie Britton, as she is just patiently waiting for that whistle. And here we go. So, Syracuse, they are looking for their biggest lead of the game. It's only gotten as big as 4 tonight. Trying to go further than that, and that's where they could really start putting on the hurt if needed. Ward, always looking past first. After all, she is third at all time when it comes to assists in Syracuse history. Cotter, had to turn out of there. Loyola stopped that one well. Readjusted a Ward behind the cage. 45 seconds to shoot. Still 1:10 left. The player advantage. Patiently working. Remember, Syracuse had done a really nice job of using all the shot clock one of the last times around. As this is loose on the ground, look at Chase Boyle using that golf club to get it back into the crease. And Vaclaris, excellent movement as she floats on by. And now Loyola can try and stave off these final 35 seconds of being down a player. Now, if they can really do so, that's a big advantage now here in the second half. It's not go down 4, but of course, you got to operate on the offensive end. There has so far been only 2 shots for Chase Boyle tonight, 2 ground balls, but 11 draw controls. So that part of her game is still very much there. But clearly, there's a tension on her. And Julie Caramelli has not given her a single inch. Same is almost the same for about Georgia Latch. And here comes Suarez Jury. Oh, is that a nice one? If you're Loyola, Suarez Jury now has 2 in this game. Explosive pace. Loyola within 3. Just builds it up. Leaves a bit of smoke behind her. And there's just no chance in the end. The theme today has been youngsters and freshmen. And that is a big smile on her face. From Melbourne, Australia. And naturally, she's got a great relationship with, of course, everybody on this team. But, of course, Coach Adams, who's also Australian, and, of course, Georgia Latch. Coach Adams mentioning how Georgia Latch has just taken Mim Suarez-Jury under her wing. There's been a lot of teaching moments, and certainly, and maybe most importantly, a friend who can relate to traveling quite a distance to play college lacrosse. Well, after not scoring for a bit, Suarez-Jury, she's now found that goal-scoring form again. And this has been an important game for her this evening. The Syracuse, after winning the draw, set back up, leading by 3. This is Vogelman. They've been keeping a close eye on her tonight as well. At 4 points in the pit game. Here's one nearly turned in by Trinkus and recovered by Lisk, who nonchalantly finds Spence. And a deep pass for Suarez-Jury, and watch her run, gaining space here. Nearly tripping up Superior Clark. Loyola back on offense here. This is Kane. Intercepted by Guyette. Loose on the ground. Kane nearly got to it. Stapleton lingering nearby. Benoit staying strong. Benoit was battle-tested coming into college out of Darien, Connecticut, and Darien High School. That is a significant program. Syracuse turn it over as they fail to clear. And the foul going against the aforementioned Benoit. She's so versatile because of her time there at Darien High School. Can face guard, can play zone well. Everything. You know, and Coach Trainer even mentioned that it just feels like a mini college there, Darien High School. Days where you just can't take any off participating with that program. Nothing but D1 talent there. Benoit is one of them. Talago looking to have her say, and she certainly speaks volumes. Loyola, first 2 goals of the second half belong to them. And it's game on again. Look at Talago against a very strong defender in Anna Horvat. Talago gaining more confidence as well. You know, it's been really extraordinary, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the season works out for Loyola. But players who are coming in and scoring and being involved in the offensive end when they were maybe a player off the bench last year. How about this? A new draw taker. It's Megan Rode for Syracuse, another captain, junior out of Garden City, New York. So we'll see how she does here. As Chase Boyle still slaps it forward. Georgia Latch cuts in. Could be her time. Oh, it's pop free. Recovers. Scooped out. Enough swarming by the Syracuse defense. Muchnick was the one, but it's turned over. Threw it too far. But these other players for Loyola, they're now having extended minutes this year. Stapleton and Talago, Vaclaris. Of course, Kane transferring in. Suarez-Jury as a freshman, and a Kaplan now healthy. Even players like Olivia Blanding stepping in. Oh, that was a short pass, but Suarez-Jury has a chance. Guyette rises to meet it. Who stood on her head for a few saves tonight. 9 for her. Look at that speed. Superior Clark. Superior Clark is certainly very special. From Wyoming, Delaware, by way of Dover High School. She was ready to go for game one. Early in her career, step in as a freshman defender is very hard to do, but she very much made apparent that she is maybe the most athletic player on this team. Quick turn, bouncer that Spence denies. Really nice look in the end by Carly Desimone, sophomore from Baldwinsville, New York. Talago running into some trouble here. Scoots out of there. And now it's Jarosette, freshman from Ridgefield, Connecticut. 5 appearances this season. Now make it 6. Blanding will join in this offensive fray. Mentioned her ability to pass the ball. But another nice aspect for Loyola. Suarez Jury, she is being very much targeted in this game. They are trying to ride the hot hand here, Loyola. She'll start up from the 12. See, Chase Boyle's just standing away from the action. They are not giving her anything. It's these 5 in. Look at the shot and the goal. It is Stapleton. It's 2-1. Loyola have tried to make their way back in again. Stapleton with a brace tonight. She's rolling too. Other options performing well for the Hounds. As we'll take immediate timeout here. The lead is now 1 for the Orange.
You came for a day of total relaxation. If you're lucky, you'll leave with a shred of dignity. Somewhere to smile about. Ocean City, Maryland. Moments like this, you're faced with an important question. If a ball lands in a cup and no one else sees it, does it count? You bet your sweet 5-iron it does. Somewhere to smile about. Ocean City, Maryland.
WB Mason helps you do business. How? By bringing the products you need right here.
You're here? Yes, I am. Sign here.
Or here. Can you put it there?
Sure.
Here. Or here. Or even here.
And we won't just leave it over there.
And how do we do all this?
With all of these.
Loyola, for yet another time in this game, have cut it to 1. Now, each time they've done it, Syracuse have then gone on a run themselves. So with that media timeout, now serves as another timeout for Syracuse, and it allows the coaching staff to reiterate some messages to their sides. And both goalies have very much been involved tonight. 5 saves for Spence, 9 saves for Guyette. By the way, something to note. Loyola have been mentioned. I haven't spoken too much about Chase Boyle on the offensive end, and definitely, of course, Georgia Latch, she's trying to find a few things, but these last possessions, both Latch and Boyle have been out of it. They've stood away from the 12. And that's kind of made it about 5v5 down low, and it's what's given these Loyola attackers chances to score. And that's why you're seeing other options like Suarez Jury, like Stapleton, like Faclaris, like Talago. Players not named Boyle and Latch. The draw is won by Syracuse. Casey Benoit, very integral in that reclaim. Here comes Sam DeVito. Now Trinkus tries to outwork just about anybody out there. I certainly like what she can do on the defensive end too, but it's been this offensive look for her this year, which has really given this team success. 45 seconds. Loyola holding. 6:45 to go in quarter three. Happy to have you with us tonight. This ranked battle. 8th ranked Syracuse, 17th ranked Loyola. And intercepted. Lauren Spence says, I will take that. And now the Greyhounds, a chance to tie. First, they have to clear. They are 8 of 10 tonight. Jarosa just came on to perhaps help this. Loyola really like to throw on a weapon when they try to clear. How players like Jarosa, sometimes like Blanding, they can take it across for you. So Loyola back to it. Let's see how Latch and Boyle both attack this as they get the pass off into the center. They call a blocking foul as Gabby Stapleton received the ball. And Gabby Stapleton looking at another hat trick. Here's another look at this play. As Anna Horvitz, the guilty party. Stapleton to try and tie. Stapleton just a little off target. And it falls into the waiting grasp of Benoit. And she is off to the races. Benoit just about tracked down by Talago. It's another excellent weapon to have. Already talked about the toughness as well, but that speed of hers is why she is such a talented defender. Cotter sprints it. Cotter just about turned away. Well, of all the goals she's scored this season, she's had some good ones, but certainly the most memorable was that game-winning overtime goal against Stanford just a few games ago. Sticks held high for Loyola, faking the handoff to Ward. Reinhart readjusts defending. Caramelli. Ward really extended out now by Osborne. This is an excellent battle right here. It's cleared out for these two. They want the challenge. 20 seconds. Ward still refusing to give it up. Now she'll pass it. Sprinted to the right, 10 seconds. Here comes Cotter. Shooting space violation. Gets Reinhart. A little over 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Melina Cotter, freshman out of Canton, Michigan, near the Detroit area. Might be ready to shoot here. She does, and Spence puts up the shutters. She almost had it stripped from behind by Ward, came in undetected. Riley Mann really working hard here. Caroline Trinkus, there's a glimpse of that defensive prowess she's got. 65 seconds now is what they have to work on this shot clock. Another opportunity to try and tie this game up for the Hounds, this ranked battle tonight. They've been close these last 3 years to trying to take down Syracuse. And they're pleading and wanting to finally do it here tonight. Boyle for Suarez Jury. Pass towards the center. Oh my! Behind the back. That is sensational. by Olivia Blanding. Where did that come from? One more look. The only place she could go. That is exquisite. And in that moment, too, first goal of the season for Olivia Blanding. Wow, that is a statement right there. It's not her first career goal. She did have 2 last season. One in her debut at American and then again in a home matchup against Towson. But that right there is insane. (11-11) the score. First time it's been tied since it was 0-0. Now Molly Guzik, freshman from Spencerport, New York, part of this exciting freshman class. She'll be out there. It really is this great class for Syracuse, where you got 5 players ranked in the top 100. Caroline Trinkus, Molly Guzik, Melina Cotter, Annie Parker, Lexi Reber. They're all players who have had a say this season. There's Lexi Reber not available tonight. She has not played now in the last 2 games. A freshman defender from the Bryn Mawr School. 35 seconds, and Spence makes another save. The defense has not allowed a Syracuse goal yet in the second half. And they're using that defensive momentum to build into the offensive end. Jarosa nearing that sideline. Greyhounds can take the lead here. See how they try to do it. By the way, still no Boyle goals tonight. This is Kane scooping up nearby, and Guyette takes over. Away goes DeVito. Deep to the right. Syracuse, less than 90 seconds to go in this third quarter. Looking to prevent themselves from keeping a goose egg here on the scoreboard for this third quarter. Loyola's come out and done their thing here in this second half. Excellent adjustments so far. Both Ward and Muchnick have been limited in recent stages. Muchnick still has her 4 goals, but those were converted early. 35 seconds for Trinkus, less than a minute to go in the third. Oh, here comes Cotter. It looked pretty good from the start. It didn't end that way. Oh, a lot of space here. Oh, my. It's Caramelli, who quickly strikes back for the Orange. (12-11). Syracuse have the lead again. There was as much space as anybody's been given in this second half. And it took some really excellent shooting prowess to find that one. Now, Caramelli was the first commit under head coach Kayla Trainer. Of course, a few previous seasons were commits under Gary Gate. But who wouldn't want to play for Kayla Trainer? That is for sure. And Caramelli, as a sophomore now this season out of Massapequa, New York. This has been her time to step into this role. So she was taking draws to start this game. Megan Rhodes been taking a few here. She self-draws, receives it herself. Boyle trying to hover around her. Now Caramelli involved in this aspect. Ball floats through. 20 seconds. Ward. Still Ward. Shoots! Spence had some sort of a touch to it. Regathered with 10. Now down to 5. Muchnick with 1. And that's it. Okay. Well, for Loyola, it's better. They still trail 12-11, but they outscored the Orange 4-1 in the third quarter. Talago was brilliant. But of course, with Stapleton adding some, Olivia Blanding, the cream of the crop. It's a one-goal game heading to the final frame.
All right, trainees, let's say Glenn is a customer. What do?
We help with car, home,
Whoa.
RV coverage.
Great, apply coverages. Because you never know what life is going to surprise you with at 90 miles per hour.
I felt that.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. Come find your happy today.
I want to find and kill the people who murdered my wife.
You might be the smartest person in the CIA, but you're not a killer.
Do you ever account for the things I'm good at?
First one you kill, you let the others know you're coming.
Take him off the board.
It ends here.
No, I want them all.
The Amateur, rated PG-13. Only in theaters and IMAX April 11th. Get tickets now.
Today, I choose us how to screen us for colon cancer. Here, on my land, not theirs. Give me Cologuard or give
Excuse me? We can do that for you.
What, no battle?
Nope. Just a prescription.
Victory!
Cologuard is an effective and non-invasive colon cancer screening test. False positive and negative results may occur. Those at high risk should use colonoscopy. Skip the drama. Ask your provider or request Cologuard online.
This is a ranked matchup, and it is living up to everything that was expected out of it. It's a one-goal game. As Jen Adams speaking with her two big stars, Chase Boyle and Georgia Latch, for what is going to be a crucial final frame here tonight. Stan Guyette, who's excited to add something to this defensively, but Chase Boyle, 11 draw controls in this game, no goals, no assists. She has been kept absolutely out of it here tonight. And she's been face guarded. She's been literally pushed out of everything. And it has allowed, though, everybody else to step in. If you're Loyola, so it's showing just a lot of other options there on the offensive end. It has been really purposeful for sure. You have to go back a long time. The last time Chase Boyle did not score in a game. You have to go to May 5th, 2022. And look at that! Right off of the draw. Loyola tied up the game at 12. Ava Kane. That's her goal here tonight, her first one. Here's how it all went down. Boyle starts with the swipe. Latch looks behind her. And then Kane, as brilliantly put together as ever. And you see what it means. 12-12. A statement for the Greyhounds to begin it in the fourth. Kane, the transfer from Rutgers. 28 games played over there, 19 goals, 6 assists, was always a great target. And they noticed that here. As Coach Adams wanted to bring her in for certainly that reason, but understands her strengths. That's where she's been able to thrive. So as we were mentioning, the last time Chase Boyle did not score a goal was May 5th of 2022 against Navy. Actually, back-to-back games where she didn't score against Navy. But another game she also did not score that same season was on the road at Syracuse. It was actually the next game where Chase Boyle really started to break out. The next game was her first ever hat trick on the road at Holy Cross. And she really never looked back since. Ward. Game tied up again at 12. And Loyola have never had a lead in this game. And Syracuse are trying to hold true to that. Britton. Back to the top. Here's a quick cut in. Watch out, Muchnick. Oh, you better believe it. She's got 5 tonight. Explosive footwork. Takes in another. It's a nice night for her. 5 goals. Reclaims the lead. I mean, throwing Riley Mann completely off of it. Showing one way and then bursts towards the other. Well, Muchnick was a member of that U20 Team USA team. Won the championships in Hong Kong. She finished with 18 points there, 15 goals, 3 assists, but maybe perhaps her favorite moment from all of that, Muchnick, was receiving a player of the match by her idol, a player who she looked up to, in Izzy Skane. Izzy Skane announcing her name, and it just meant so much to Muchnick. And really just being a part of that U20 team. How she was somebody who grew up playing tennis, and there was even some debate about her going to an academy to do that, but there was always a conversation of, well, where does lacrosse come into the picture? And she wanted lacrosse to be her thing. She finished her high school career, as Loyola get this here, 226 goals, 125 assists, and participated in the 2019 National Team Development Program tryouts, made the U15 select team. I just all kind of continued from there, didn't it? Actually, another crazy story that's in the middle of all of that. She got hit in the face and had to get stitches. And that same doctor that applied stitches early in her career is the same doctor who was on the U20 USA staff. Just a full circle moment for those two, and obviously a joke there amongst the U20 squad, like, hey, those two are just best friends. They cannot be separated. This is Boyle, splits through, still looking for that first goal. Nearly reclaimed by Blanding. 2.5 gone in the fourth. Skips away. And taken in again. Syracuse leading by 1. Loyola's never quite been able to get over that hump. They've had it tied. Never taken the lead. 12 to go in the fourth. The defense has been holding strong, though, for the Greyhounds. Outscoring Syracuse 5-2 in this second half. Defenses have become a little bit more of a premium here. They're being 11-7 after the first half. And defensive alignments again. Flag is up, and that is too deep. Sydney Lisk gets closest. So Molly Guzik will have to sprint back. This nice night here in Baltimore, turning a tad chilly. Perfect for these players. Again, there have been some brutal ones this season. There have been nights where it was raining sideways. Of course, some cold ones too, but this is definitely just a little bit better. The field and the play on the field has been heating up. Blanding for Boyle. There's her chance. It's denied. And comfortably back in. Superior Clark helping it out. That would have been the chance for Boyle, as now she's getting a couple more looks. Trying to have her say here tonight. Full head of speed for Cotter. Muchnick again. You know, that story kind of continues for Muchnick, by the way. So she competed for USA Select and was competing with some future teammates, rather. She was competing in a tournament in Maryland, as this one's a little high from her. She, oddly enough, ran into Kayla Trainer in a hotel elevator during that USA Lacrosse Fall Classic, and little did those two know that they'd soon be together here and making magic happen. Less than 10 to go. 25 seconds. This is Trinkus. Quickly flashed in. Tall one. But a very adventurous shot by Caramelli, and not a bad one at that. As she's knocked to her backside. She'll get this 8-meter. 13 seconds on this shot clock. All of a sudden, Caramelli can get a hat trick here. Here it comes, and it is grabbed by Spence. Here comes Suarez Jury, off to the races. Nobody catching her so far. Talago tries to cut in, trying to carve out the defense. Latch. Now finding it here. Vaclaris. Boyle. Pushed out again. Active runners for Loyola. Looks as if Syracuse have switched up the defense just a little bit here to try and slow down this Loyola attack. 8:40 left. Vaclaris for Suarez Jury. Here's Boyle. Oh, she's immediately upended. Players convening and stripping it. Anna Horvitz. And now back to the other end. Syracuse holding tight here with this 1-goal advantage. Happy you're with us here tonight on ESPN+. This has been everything, hasn't it? Unable to turn into this. Now Guzik, who's getting a few more touches. This weave offense that this team has run for a bit. Britton striking, waiting to strike. Flips it up. Trinkus readjusting back out top. Britton gonna try again here. She receives it. 7:30 left. She shoots. Spence goes down. Saves it with her thigh. And a one-handed grab by Osborne. Excellent again. 7:15 left. Loyola are keeping it here. Now it's just a matter of tying it up again. Timeout called by Jen Adams. She wants to talk this over. And we'll take a break here too. 1-goal lead for Syracuse. 7 minutes to go. Spence. It's another big save.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 0% APR on a 2024 Prologue.
Start the bidding at $5 million. Thank you, sir.
These people of privilege, hoarding the financial advantages for far too long.
7.5 at the back.
Look at them, unaware that Robin Hood Gold members now enjoy the VIP treatment.
$10 million on the
The
right.
3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
11 million, sir.
Once they discover their privileges are no longer exclusive, their fragile reality will plunge into disarray.
We're so glad you're with us tonight in Baltimore. Wind blowing, but it is a nice one tonight. And Syracuse have a 1-goal lead. Coach Adams calling the timeout. Get her side organized before this crucial offensive set. Knowing that they need a tie. The top scorers for each team have been held a little bit. It's very clear that both teams have done their homework. Chase Boyle with 0 goals in this game on 3 shots. Emma Ward, 1 goal, 1 assist. Really the one who's been able to figure out this Loyola defense has been Emma Muchnick, who's got 5 goals tonight. As Loyola have 4 players with 2 goals of their own. At Syracuse, they have 3 others with 2 goals. This is a big one. 6:45 left. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Both teams at 5-4 this season. Both teams playing very difficult opposition. Boyle's got it. Intention for Suarez Jury. Syracuse do a great job of disrupting. And Alexa Vogelman off to the races, sophomore from Chester Springs, PA. 6:15 left. Looks to throw this one on, and she goes down hard, feeling her back. Oh, and not something you want to see. Is everybody showing their concern here for the sophomore? It's been, of course, a really long road just to be playing this season. Committed in 2021, and here's another look at this. It was a foul here. The side by Ellie Reinhardt. And Vogelman looking to score. Oh, she does. Syracuse lead by 2. 14-12. Vogelman, her first goal of the night. And here's a glance at this. Look at how dialed in she is. There was only one spot she wanted to go, and it was right there. Vogelman, we mentioned, committed in 2021. Still had to get through a few years of high school before playing at Syracuse, but last season she didn't play at all because of an ACL injury. So it had been 3.5 years since she had committed to Syracuse to then her getting out onto the field. And she's even mentioned, she feels grateful for every moment that she has out there on the field. And even said, with that ACL injury, while she didn't want to have it, she was the first to say that maybe it was one of the best things to happen to her because she felt that it was very humbling. It taught her a lot of life lessons and just trying to battle back and show some adversity. And what an important piece she's been this year. And you can really consider her as one of those new players, new youngsters this year, even though she's not technically a freshman. This is her first year out there. That goal, by the way, is her 11th of the season. 5.5 to go. 14-12. Muchnick just outside the 8. Syracuse really trying to put on the hurt. They've done a little bit better in the draw, too, since halftime. So whilst Loyola have done better in the scoring, the draws, Syracuse have gotten a little better. 5 minutes left. That was a really good opportunity for Loyola to dispossess the orange. Here comes Ward again. You better watch out. Here she is. Flips it up. Britton, nowhere through. It was Boyle who stopped it. 10 seconds for Ward. And a foul by Osborne. The worst thing that Loyola maybe could have almost seen. The only thing worse would have been a setup from the 8-meter. You see Boyle the way she's defending, but finds Muchnick and Spence. Kept it out. And Riley Mann sitting down on it. And a yellow card is shown. And 4:25 left. It's Muchnick who will have to sit. So there is an avenue through for Loyola as they trail by 2 here. This long, extended, fun evening of women's college lacrosse. Never failing to disappoint. Latch receives. Just see how quickly Loyola want to work this here. And this switch of the defense has been puzzling for Loyola so far. They were beginning to figure it out. And since Syracuse have switched it up, shows how dangerous and how versatile all these players are. Different types of defenses that you can step into at any time. 45 seconds to shoot. And 45 seconds have gone off the player advantage. Here's Boyle. Boyle looking for the shot. Backed up here. Boyle still without a goal tonight. Would be the first in 3 years. She would not have one. In the center it is. Vaclaris, who's bumped. Ball goes out. The Loyola bench furious right now. And Dana Dobie pleading that there was some sort of a foul there. Not granted. 3 minutes to go. And Syracuse in a really good spot here. You know, they'll try to stave off this final 30 seconds. The timeout is called by the Orange with 2:50 to go. And so Loyola felt hard done on that last possession. Now they got to figure out a way to find 2 in less than 3 minutes. Coming up next for Loyola, they are on the road for 2 straight. Patriot League play resumes as they go to the village of Hamilton on Saturday, followed by a trip to Annapolis a week from tonight. There's just been something about their Wednesday night games this year, which have been really difficult opponents. And then that starts a couple straight home games with Lehigh and Lafayette coming to town. And then on the road at Boston U. Of course, all Patriot League games can be found on the Patriot League on ESPN. And for Syracuse, look at all those teams. You got Notre Dame, you got Virginia, you got Yale. All teams who will really add some pressure. And you got 2 road games at Cal. You got to go across country there. At Virginia Tech, who's a tricky team. That's what's coming up next for them. But of course, those games against Notre Dame as well as Virginia, those are all parts of the ACC. Yale being the lone non-ACC there. The only thing that was not shown on that schedule for Syracuse is they end their season early on April 17th. It's a home game against Boston College. That concludes the year, which is crazy that all of a sudden, talking about the end of the year. There's Emma Ward. Gosh, I still remember talking to Gary Gate before that weird 2021 season. He was high on Emma Ward from day one. And she was given that opportunity. There were some injuries, including Emily Harris-Chuck. And it gave Emma Ward the opportunity to jump into that spot. She went and rode with it. Coach Gate rode with her. And she's been one of the best to ever don these colors for Syracuse. What a tremendous career she's had. 2:20 to go, and Syracuse in a spot that they very much would have wanted to be in, up 2 with the ball, and a potential chance to try and seal things. Desimone. Now the big charge. Quickly turning the corner is Vogelman. Spence, that's a massive save. Still keeps the door ajar here. Minute 40 to go. Chase Boyle, by the way, 100 seconds away from having a scoreless game, a pointless game, meaning not getting a point. She's been very crucial in this game, certainly from the draw. She's won 11 of those tonight. Also has a couple of ground balls. Loyola need to hustle here. They need 2, and now a minute 15. They've only scored once here in this fourth quarter. Boyle quickly out here. It is Faclaris, somehow kept out. Guyette, brilliant again. And out it goes. That maybe just about did it. Unless Loyola can get something here quick. But that is perhaps the game-clinching save for Daniela Guyette. Syracuse be coming into Baltimore with a huge ranked win. And one that'll certainly help their season causes, but a night where they never allowed Loyola to take the lead. Loyola had tied it a few times, certainly gotten within 1 and 2, but they never trailed. This Syracuse team is young. This Syracuse team is building up some momentum. And they moved to 6-4. you see just what this game means, and everybody coming to meet Dan Guyette, who saved there at the end, very much won them this game. She finished tonight with 11 saves and kept Chase Boyle off the board tonight. Give credit to Loyola, where they had so many different scores putting the ball in the back of the net tonight. That certainly shows the development of this team. Whereas now you have all these other options having a say and getting a little more confident out there. But Syracuse had a game plan. Limit Boyle, limit Latch. And that's exactly what happened. As we rolled through these highlights one final time, the top scorer of this game was Emma Muchnick with 5 goals. Britton had 2, Trinkus had 2, Caramelli had 2. And for Loyola, 4 top scorers, all with 2 goals, with Suarez, Jury, Latch, Stapleton, and Faclaris, all with those 2 goals. Lauren Spence, another good night, 13 saves. Dan Guyette, 11 saves, both really good in the end. Draws being 19-10 for Loyola in the end. And that'll conclude it for us here tonight from Baltimore for our sensational crew working with us here tonight. I'm Christian Taylor saying so long. Final score, Syracuse 14, Loyola 12. We'll see you next time, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night.